It's a harness racing Friday afternoon at the Bedford Fairgrounds. Today, the Bedford County Agricultural Society presents 3-year-old Pennsylvania Sire Stakes, with coming up at 3 o'clock. For opening remarks, I'd like to present Harness Racing Director for the Bedford County Agricultural Society, Mr. Jake Hoover.
Thank you, Eric, and welcome everybody here to Bedford for the second program day of the harness racing at the Bedford Fairgrounds. This is, as Eric said, sophomore day. This is the 3-year-old, so most of these horses have been on the circuit for a year and have some experience under their belt, and but that's no guarantee they're going to stay flat and do their thing today, but we hope to have some good close racing. I know we have some 7-horse fields, which is great for the start and such, but you know, we'll see how everything plays out. But I appreciate you coming out and supporting the harness program. It takes a fair amount of effort and time, and we're very grateful. These horsemen come out here. We're the only clay track in the state that races horses, simply because we also race cars here on a weekly basis. So we transition the track from cars to horses and back to cars again. So we are grateful for our maintenance crew, and speaking of that, a lot of our same people that are involved in the auto racing portion of our fairgrounds also, they help and prepare and promote what we do here for the harness races. They appreciate and understand the history here for racing, not just cars, but horses. And it's our pleasure to give these drivers, owners, and trainers a place to bring their animals out and you know, do their best to perform and compete. And you know, it's a work of art, and we just appreciate them supporting the fairgrounds here. When we started back up 9 years ago, because of it being clay, we weren't sure that it would go this well, but the maintenance guys do a great job with the track, and for that, you know, we get the support from the drivers and owners and such. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we thank your attendance, and we ask you now to please rise, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for showing that respect for our flag and our nation. And we'll get underway here shortly. There'll be a gentleman over very briefly selling programs. They're $1. He'll be wearing a blue hat, and he'll make a sachet down through there. So if you need a program, just let him know, and he'll be glad to accommodate. So with that being said, I'll turn the microphone over to our Bedford Fairgrounds Harness Racing announcer, Carl Heimeyer.
Thanks, Jake. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Day 2 of the Bedford Fairgrounds Harness Racing action. Pennsylvania Sire Stakes for 3-year-olds. We'll get started in just a few minutes. I'd like to go over the changes with you. Open your programs. In the first race, Cajusa Hanover will be driven by Dave Brickle. Dave Brickle will drive the 1, Cajusa Hanover. In the number 2, I Hate Love Songs will be driven by Harold Brocklehurst. Harold Brocklehurst will be driving I Hate Love Songs. And number 6, To the Top and Over, will be driven by Tony Shadle. In the second race, scratch the 7, TSM Princess Teddy. TSM Princess Teddy is scratched. In the third race, number 6-1 will be driven by James Dodson. James Dodson will ride number 6-1. The fourth race is clear. The fifth race is clear. In the sixth race, number 3, Adalia Hanover, will be driven by Eric Neal. Eric Neal will drive number 3, Adalia Hanover. In the seventh race, number 4, Crushworthy, will be driven by Harold Brocklehurst. Harold Brocklehurst will drive number 4, Crushworthy. In the eighth race, number 4, Pure Poetry, will be driven by Sean Johnston. Sean Johnston will drive number 4, Pure Poetry. The ninth race is clear. In the 10th race, number 2, Ripple of Hope. Ripple of Hope will be driven by Eric Neal. And in the last race, number 1, Mystical King, will be driven by Tony Shadle. That is our changes for this afternoon. I'd like to take a few minutes and thank our sponsors. If you open up to the first page, behind the first page, we'd like to thank New Enterprise Stone and Lime Company, Stifler McGraw Associates Engineering, Bedford Rural Electric Cooperation, M&T Bank, Carl and Shelley Haymeyer, Edward Jones Investments, Lee Shank, Foster Wineland Inc., Bedford Speedway, and Tyler Feder Trucking. Here is your field for the first race. A 1 mile trot, Pennsylvania Sire Stake, 3-year-old fillies, the Al Washington Memorial. Number 1, Kajusha Hanover, owned by Jason Fairman, trained by Jason Fairman, and driven by Dave Brickle. Number 2, I Hate Love Songs, owned, trained, and driven by Harold Brocklehurst. Number 3, Little Town Girl, owned, trained, and driven by Roger Hammer. Number 4, Bombs Away Hanover, owned by the Neal Racing Stable, Randall Neal trains, Eric Neal drives. Number 5, Billy Ray Hanover, owned by Sil King Jr., trained by Sil King Jr., and driven by Sean Johnston. Number 6, To the Top and Over, owned by Richard C., Regina M. Beinauer, Rick Beinauer trains, driven by Tony Shadle. And number 7, TSM Princess Dar, owned by Theodore Thompson, trained by Robert Krenitsky Jr., driven by James Dotson. The first race field is in the hands of the starter. They're off and trotting from the middle of the track. Number 4, Bombs Away Hanover. On the inside, number 3, Little Town Girl takes the lead. In second, sit in the pocket, is number 1, Kajusha Hanover. Parked on the outside in third, Bombs Away Hanover. Parked even wider is the 5, Billy Ray Hanover. Off stride, number 7, TSM Princess Dar. Off stride in the back, number 2, I Hate Love Songs. Going down the backstretch, number 3, Little Town Girl leads. In the pocket in second is number 1, Kajusha Hanover. Brushing up on the outside is the 6, To the Top and Over. The quarter time. 35 flat. Going around the turn. On the lead, Little Town Girl in front. On the outside, To the Top and Over. In third, number 1, Kajusha Hanover. In fourth, Bombs Away Hanover. And in fifth, Billy Ray Hanover. And trailing the field, I Hate Love Songs. At the half, 104 and 3/5. Going around the turn, on the lead, number 3, Little Town Girl. Parked on the outside, number 6, To the Top and Over. Sitting a nice trip in third is Kajusha Hanover. In fourth, Bombs Away Hanover. In fifth, Billy Ray Hanover. And in sixth, TSM Princess Dar. And the distant trailer is I Hate Love Songs. Going to the 3/4. On the inside, Little Town Girl. On the outside, To the Top and Over. 3/4, 135 and 4. Coming around the turn, on the lead, Little Town Girl. In second, To the Top and Over. And here they come, spinning into the stretch. Hammer has To the Little Town Girl in front. In second on the inside is Kajusha Hanover. And on the outside, Bombs Away, but it's Little Town Girl in front. Final time, 2:03 and 4/5. Coming back to the front of the grandstands is your first race winner, Little Town Girl. Owned, trained, and driven by Roger Hammer. Here is your official order of finish for the first race. Number 1, Cajusa Hanover, finished second. Number 2, I Hate Love Songs was 7th. Number 3, Little Town Girl, your race winner. Number 4, Bombs Away Hanover was 5th. Number 5, Billy Ray Hanover was 3rd. Number 6, To the Top and Over was 4th. And number 7, TSM Princess Dar was 6th. Top down, 271, 534, 6 on the bottom. Your race clocking, 35 and flat was the quarter. The half was 104 and 3. The 3/4 was 135 and 4. And the final time was 203 and 4/5. Here is your field for the second race. A 1 mile pace, Pennsylvania Sire Stake, 3-year-old fillies. A division of the Jill Bailey Memorial. Number 1, Ti Amo Gone Dancin', owned by Mitchell York, trained by Mitchell York, and driven by David Brickle. Number 2, Make Her Rock, owned, trained, and driven by Roger Hammer. Number 3, Amelia B. Hanover, owned by Sean P. Johnston, trained by Gary Johnson, ridden by Sean Johnston. Number 4, Sweet Baby Kaylee, owned by John W. Wagner, trained by Linda Shadle and driven by Tony Shadle. Number 4, Artful Storyteller, owned by Christopher J. Connor, trained by Lou Gomes, driven by Brandon Smith. And number 6, TSM Princess Lexi, owned by Theodore Thompson, trained by Robert Krenitsky Jr., driven by Eric Neal. The second race field is in the hands of the starter. They're off and pacing on the middle of the track for the lead. Number 3, Amelia B. Hanover on the outside second. TSM Princess Lexi in third. Sweet Baby Kaylee on the rail fourth. Ti Amo Gone Dancing in fifth. Artful Storyteller, and trailing the field, Make Her Rock. Going into the backstretch. On the lead, number 6, TSM Princess Lexi. In the pocket second, number 3, Amelia B. Hanover. In third, number 4, Sweet Baby Kaylee. Fourth, number 1, Ti Amo Gone Dancing. The quarter time, 30 3/5. Going around the turn, on the lead, that's TSM Princess Lexi. On the outside, number 4, Sweet Baby Kaylee. In third, number 3, Amelia B. Hanover. Coming down the stretch to the half. On the lead, on the outside, Sweet Baby Kaylee. On the inside, TSM Princess Lexi, the half. 59 2/5. Going around the turn on the outside, number 4, Sweet Baby Kaylee takes the lead. On the inside in second, TSM Princess Lexi. Coming up on the outside, Ti Amo Gone Dancing. In fourth, number 3, Amelia B. Hanover. Going to the three-quarters, on the lead, Sweet Baby Kaylee. In second, on the outside, Ti Amo Gone Dancing. The three-quarter time, 128 2/5. Going around the final turn. On the lead, number 1, Ti Amo Gone Dancing. In second, Sweet Baby Kaylee. And here they come, spinning into the stretch. Number 1, Ti Amo Gone Dancing on the lead. In second, Sweet Baby Kaylee. And to the wire, number 1, Ti Amo Gone Dancing. In second, number 4, Sweet Baby Kaylee. Third, number 6, TSM Princess Lexi. Final time, 1:55 2/5 seconds. In the front of the grandstand, here's your second race winner. Number 1, Ti Amo Gone Dancing. Owned by Mitchell York, trained by Mitchell York, and driven to victory by David Brickle. Here's your times for the race. The quarter time was 30 3/5. The half, 59 2. The 3/4, 128 2, and the final time, 155 2. Your official order of finish. Number 1, Ti Amo Gone Dancing, your race winner. Number 2, Make Her Rock was 6th. Number 3, Amelia B. Hanover was 4th. Number 4, Sweet Baby Kaylee was 2nd. Number 5, Artful Story was 5th. And number 6, TSM Princess Lexi was 3rd. Your top down, 164-253 on the bottom. A quick note on the second race. The time of 155 2 is now a new track record. Congratulations, David Brickle and Ti Amo Gone Dancing. Here is your field for the third race. A 1 mile pace Pennsylvania Sire Stake 3-year-old fillies, the second division of the Jill Bailey Memorial. Number 1, Lazy Day Hanover, owned by Mitchell York, trained by Mitchell York, and driven by David Brickle. Number 2, Light My Torch, owned, trained, and driven by Roger Hammer. Number 3, Keystone Pearl, owned by Gary L. Johnston, Brian T. Taylor, trained by Gary Johnston, and driven by Sean Johnston. Number 4, Significant Other, owned by Paul E. Britcher, David Lee Wiest, trained by David Wiest, and driven by David Wiest. Number 5, TSM Princess Rebecca, owned by Theodore Thompson, trained by Robert Krenitsky Jr., driven by Eric Neal. And number 6, Dash 1, owned by Julie A. Krenitsky, Nelson Wade Jr., trained by Robert Krenitsky Jr., and driven by James Dodson. The third race field is in the hands of the starter. They're off and pacing from the outside. Number 5, TSM Princess Rebecca. On the rail, Light My Torch in second. In third, Significant Other. On the outside in fourth, Keystone Pearl. On the rail inside the 1, Lazy Day Hanover. And trailing the field, Dash 1. Going into the backstretch, the leader, number 5, TSM Princess Rebecca. Number 2, Light My Torch in second. In third, Significant Other. In fourth, Keystone Pearl. Fifth, Lazy Day Hanover. And sixth, Dash 1. The quarter time, 32 flat, going around the turn. On the lead, number 5, TSM Princess Rebecca. In second, Light My Torch. Third, Significant Other. On the outside, number 3, Keystone Pearl. And coming to the half, the leader, number 5, TSM Princess Rebecca. In second, Light My Torch. Parked on the outside, third, Keystone Pearl. In fourth, Significant Other. The half, 101 and 4/5. Going around the turn into the backstretch. Brushing up on the outside, number 3, Keystone Pearl. Inside, number 5, TSM Princess Rebecca. In third, looking for room, is number 2, Light My Torch. On the outside, fourth, Lazy Day Hanover. Coming to the 3/4. The 3/4 time, 132 and 2/5. Coming around the turn. On the inside, TSM Princess Rebecca. On the outside, Keystone Pearl. Coming up on the outside, getting free is Hammer. Here they come, spinning into the stretch. On the outside, Keystone Pearl. Next is Light My Torch. And coming to the wire, it is Light My Torch, Roger Hammer. Final time, 2 minutes, 2/5.
That was tight.
Your third race winner, number 2, Light My Torch. Owned, trained, and driven by Roger Hammer. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a snack stand open behind the grandstand. There is a snack grandstand if you need anything.
That's okay.
253164.
Okay, thanks.
Here's your official order of finish for the third race. Number 1, Lazy Day Hanover was 4th. Number 2, Light My Torch, your race winner. Number 3, Keystone Pearl was 3rd. Number 4, Significant Other, 6th. Number 5, TSM Princess Rebecca, 2nd. And number 6, Dash 1 was 5th. Your top down, 413, 625 on the bottom. Your race times 32 flat, 101 and 4. The 3/4 was 132 and 2. And your final time was 2 minutes and 2/5. Here comes your field for the fourth race. A 1 mile pace Pennsylvania Sire Stake 3-year-old colts and geldings, a division of the Roy Harshberger Memorial. Number 1, Seth Hanover, owned by Mitchell York, trained by Mitchell York, driven by David Brickle. Number 2, Wutka, owned by the Neal Racing Stable, trained by Randall Neal, driven by Eric Neal. Number 3, Rowdy Rider, owned, trained, and driven by Roger Hammer. Number 4, Blazing Light, owned by Todd M. and Christine L. Shadle, trained by Todd Shadle and driven by Cody Shadle. And number 5, All I've Ever Dreamed Of, owned by the Diamond Club Racing, D.B. Willis, Will to Win Stable, trained by Dan Altmeyer, driven by Sean Johnston. The fourth race field is in the hand of the starter. They're off and pacing. From the outside, number 4, Blazing Light. On the extreme outside, number 5, All I've Ever Dreamed Of. In second, number 1, Seth Hanover. Third is All I Ever Dreamed Of. Fourth is Wutka. And last is Rowdy Rider. Going into the backstretch, number 4, Blazing Light. In second, number 1, Seth Hanover. Third, number 5, All I Ever Dreamed Of. Fourth, Wutka. And trailing the field, Rowdy Rider, coming to the quarter pole. On the lead, number 1, Seth Hanover. In second, number 4, Blazing Light. In third, number 2, Wutka. In fourth, number 5, All I Ever Dreamed Of. Coming to the half. The 1, Seth Hanover in first. Second, Blazing Light. Third, All I Ever Dreamed Of. The half. 1 minute and 2/5. Going around the turn, on the lead, Seth Hanover. In second, in a pocket position, number 4, Blazing Light. In third, number 5, All I Ever Dreamed Of. Fourth, number 2, Wutka. Trailing the field, Rowdy Rider. Going to the 3/4, the 1, Seth Hanover. In second, number 4, Blazing Light. 3/4. 1:30, 4/5. Going around the turn, on the lead, Seth Hanover. In second, number 2, Wutka. All I Ever Dreamed Of. Fourth, number 2 is Wutka. Here they come, spinning into the stretch. Number 1, Seth Hanover on the lead. And it's number 1, Seth Hanover in first. Number 4, Blazing Light was second. Number 5, All I Ever Dreamed Of, third. Final time, 1:57, 1/5.
145 and what? Okay, thanks.
Coming to the front of the grandstands, your fourth race winner, number 1, Seth Hanover. Owned by Mitchell York, trained by Mitchell York, and driven to victory by David Brickle. Your times for the race, the quarter time was in 30 and 1/5. The half, 1:03 2/5. The 3/4, 1:30 and 4, and the final time, 1:57 and 1. Here is your race finish. Number 1, Seth Hanover, your race winner. Number 2, Wutka, was 4th. Number 3, Rowdy Rider, was 5th. Number 4, Blazing Light, was 2nd. And number 5, All I Ever Dreamed Of, was 3rd. From the top down, your race winner, 1, 4, 5, 2, 3 on the bottom. The track record for 3-year-old colts and geldings for his age group at 1:57 and 1. Open behind you, behind the grandstand. There is a snack shack open behind you. Also, just another reminder, the finish line is in front of that flagpole. So where you see that cone with the reflective around it, that is the finish line. Here comes your field for the 5th race, a 1-mile pace, Pennsylvania Sire Stake, 3-year-old fillies, a division of the Jack Kuntz Memorial. Number 1, Ideal Body, owned by Ron Lineweaver, trained by Ronald Lineweaver, driven by James Dodson. Number 2, Mountain Peaks, owned by Brandon T. Smith, trained by Roger Hammer, driven by Brandon Smith. Number 3, Silent Affair, owned by Mason E. Shaw, trained by Corey Kreiser, driven by Corey Kreiser. Number 4, Catchphrase, owned by David L. Weiss, B.P. Strausser, E.H. Kimmel, trained by David Weiss, driven by David Weiss. And number 5, Dancing Jade, owned, trained, and driven by Roger Hammer. fifth race field is in the hands of the starter. They're off and pacing on the outside. Silent Affair takes the lead. In second, Mountain Peaks. Third on the outside, 4, Catchphrase. In fifth, the 1, Ideal Body. And trailing is Dancing Jade. Going into the backstretch. On the lead, number 3, Silent Affair. In second, Mountain Peaks. Third, Catchphrase. Fourth, Dancing Jade. Trailing the field, Ideal Body. Going to the quarter pole, the leader, Silent Affair. In second, Mountain Peaks. Third, number 4, Catchphrase, a quarter time. 32 2/5. Coming around the first turn, Silent Affair in the lead. In second, Mountain Peaks. Third, Catchphrase. In fourth, Dancing Jade. And trailing the field, Ideal Body. Coming to the half, the leader, number 3, Silent Affair. In second, number 2, Mountain Peaks. Third, number 4, Catchphrase. In fourth, the 5, Dancing Jade. And trailing, Ideal Body, the half. 1 minute, 2/5. Going into the backstretch, your leader, number 3, Silent Affair. In second, on the inside, Mountain Peaks. Right next to him on the outside, Catchphrase. Coming up from the back on the outside, Ideal Body, and trailing is Dancing Jade. Going to the 3/4, your leader is Silent Affair, the 3/4 time. 1:32 2/5. Coming around the last turn, on the inside, Silent Affair. On the outside, Catchphrase. Coming from the third spot, number 2, Mountain Peaks. Here they come, spinning into the stretch. It's a tight one. On the outside, Mountain Peaks. In between horses, Catchphrase, but your winner, Mountain Peaks in front. Finishing second was Catchphrase, third, Silent Affair. Final time, 2:02 1/5. Here comes your winner of the 5th race, number 2, Mountain Peaks. Owned by Brandon T. Smith, trained by Roger Hammer, and driven by Brandon T. Smith. Brandon Smith is Roger's grandson. Here's your official order of the 5th race. Number 1, Ideal Body was 4th. Number 2, Mountain Peaks, your race winner. Number 3, Silent Affair was 3rd. Number 4, Catchphrase was 2nd. And number 5, Dancing Jade was 5th. From the top down, 4, 1, 3, 2, 5 on the bottom. Your race times, your quarter was 32 and 2. The half was 1 minute and 2/5. 3/4 was 1:32 and 2. And the final time, 2:02 and 1/5. Here comes your field for the 6th race. A 1-mile pace, Pennsylvania Sire Stake, 3-year-old fillies. The 2nd division of the Jack Kuntz Memorial. Number 1, Dance Till Sunset. Owned and trained by Roger Hammer, driven by Brandon Smith. Number 2, Sea Breeze Hanover. Owned by John D. Kreiser, trained by Corey Kreiser and driven by Corey Kreiser. Number 3, Adalia Hanover. Owned by Robert Krenitsky Jr., driven by Eric Neal. Number 4, Cheyenne's Art. Owned by James Calvin Dodson, trained by Ron Lineweaver, driven by James Dodson.
The 4. Yeah, I saw you tapping on the window.
The 6th race field is in the hands of the starter. They're off and pacing from the inside. Dance Till Sunset. On the outside, Adelia Hanover. In 3rd, Sea Breeze Hanover. And trailing the field, Cheyenne Art. Brushing up on the outside to take the lead. Number 3, Adelia Hanover. In 2nd, Dance Till Sunset. 3rd, Sea Breeze Hanover. And trailing the field, Cheyenne's Art. Going to the quarter pole, your leader, Adalia Hanover. Sitting the pocket 2nd, Dance Till Sunset. In 3rd, Cheyenne's Art. Going to the quarter time. 33 2/5. Coming around the turn, the leader, Adalia Hanover. In 2nd, Dance Till Sunset. Pulling 3rd to go up to 2nd, number 2, Sea Breeze Hanover. Trailing the field, Cheyenne Art. Coming to your half, the leader, number 3, Adalia Hanover, but up on the outside, Sea Breeze Hanover takes the lead. In 3rd, on the inside, Dance Till Sunset. Parked on the outside, Cheyenne's Art, your half. 103 4/5. Going around the turn, your leader, Adalia Hanover. Sitting the pocket 2nd, number 2, Sea Breeze Hanover. Pulling 3rd, going on the outside, Cheyenne Art. And trailing the field, Dance Till Sunset. Going to the 3/4 pole, up on the outside, Cheyenne Art takes the lead. The 3, Adalia Hanover, back to 2nd. Popping out to 3rd, number 2, Sea Breeze Hanover, the 3/4. 134 1, coming around the last turn. The 3, Adalia Hanover. And here they come, spinning into the stretch. On the lead, the 4, Cheyenne Art. On the inside, the 3, Adalia Hanover. And at the wire, number 4, Cheyenne Art in front. Final time, 2:01 3/5.
Okay, that's what I got.
Coming back to the grandstand, here comes your 6th race winner, number 4, Cheyenne's Art. Owned by James Calvin Dodson, trained by Ronald Lineweaver, driven to victory by James Dodson. Here's your official order of finish. Number 1, Dance Till Sunset was 4th. Number 2, Seabreeze Hanover was 3rd. Number 3, Adelia Hanover was 2nd. And number 4, Cheyenne's Art, your race winner. Top down, 4-3-2, 1 on the bottom. Your times of the race, the quarter time was 33 2/5. The half, 103 4. 3 quarters, 134 1. Final time, 201 3/5. Here is your field for the 7th race, a 1-mile trot, Pennsylvania Sire Stake, 3-year-old fillies, a division of the Tom Riley Memorial. Number 1, Frank Kiss, owned by Gary L. Johnston, Joyce Bencart, trained by Gary Johnston, driven by Sean Johnston. Number 2, Secret Edge, owned by Tony B., Linda J. Shadle, trained by Linda Shadle, driven by Tony Shadle. Number 3, From Now On, owned by Richard C. and Regina M. Beinauer, trained by Rick Beinauer, driven by Eric Neal. And number 4, Crushworthy, owned by Lisa A. Dunn, trained by Lisa Dunn, driven by Harold Brocklehurst. The 7th race field is in the hands of the starter. They're off and trotting for the lead, Crushworthy. In second, Frank Kiss. Third, From Now On, and trailing the field, Secret Edge. Going around the turn, your leader, Crushworthy. Second, Frank Kiss. In third, From Now On, trailer is Secret Edge. Going into the backstretch, your leader, number 1, Brushing of Past, is Frank Kiss. In second, Crushworthy. Third, number 3, From Now On, and trailing the field, Secret Edge. Going to the quarter, 33 1/5. Going around the turn, your leader, Frank Kiss. In second, Crushworthy. Third, From Now On, and trailing the field, Secret Edge. Coming into the stretch the first time. On the lead, Frank Kiss. In second, Crushworthy. Third, From Now On, and trailing, Secret Edge. Your leader at the half is Frank Kiss, and your half time, 103 2/5. Going around the turn. On the lead, Frank Kiss. In second, little rough gated, is the 4, Crushworthy. In third, From Now On, and on the outside, Secret Edge. Going into the backstretch, the leader, Frank Kiss, in front. In second, number 4, Crushworthy. Third, From Now On, and trailing the field, Secret Edge. The 3/4 time, 134 3. 134 3. Going around the last turn. On the inside, your leader, Frank's Kiss. Coming up on the outside, Crushworthy. Here they come, spinning into the stretch. On the outside, your 4, Crushworthy. On the inside, Frank's Kiss. It's neck and neck, and coming to the wire, Frank's Kiss in front. In second, number 4, Crushworthy. Third, From Now On. Final time, 2:02 2/5. Here comes your 7th race winner. Number 1, Frank Kiss. Owned by Gary L. Johnston, Joyce Bankhart, trained by Gary Johnston, and driven to victory by Sean Johnston. This is the first division of the Tom Riley Memorial. The final time was 2:02 and 2. Here are your time. Here is your official order of finish. Number 1, Frank's Kiss was first. Number 2, Secret Edge was fourth. Number 3, From Now On was third. And number 4, Crushworthy was second. Top down, 1, 4, 3, 2 on the bottom. Your running times, the quarter was 33 and 1. The half, 103 and 2. 3/4, 134 and 3. Final time, 2:02, 2/5.
Today's races, we have, I think, 4 more in the card yet. I would be remiss in not thanking some of the people here today that helps to put on these shows. People that oftentimes are in the background, maybe obscure to you fans, but certainly couldn't be done without them. We have our officials here. Jim Marshall is the judge. We have Kathy Dunn, clerk, up in the harness office up at the barns. Val Sahovsky is her assistant. Junior Martin provides the starting gate and his assistant. Our local people that always pitch in and help. Carl Heimeyer, of course, is the announcer. Our timers are Eric Zimbauer and John E. Holbert. We have track marshals that tend to the inside post, which, as you can see, our track on the very inside is less than a half mile. So in order to be an official USTA track, we need to have those inside markers so the guys run a little wider than what they would otherwise. So we provide those inside posts to create a perimeter. But Bill Hoover and Francis Eshelman is up in the turn along with Earl Horn. We have Joe Padola, our race promoter, tends to the track as far as the water. His assistant, Timmy Swindell, is on the tractor. We want to thank the Bedford Ambulance Service for providing coverage for the event, and everyone that just pitches in and helps in their own way. Rick Clark is the barn manager, and he sorts all the fellows out, so there's no disagreements when they show up and get their stall placements. So, there's just a fair amount of juggling that goes into it, and anybody that's willing to assist with the racing down the road, just contact the fair office, and we'll see what's available. Some of us are a little gray in the beard and the hair, and we'll be looking to turn it over someday, and hopefully the new generation will keep things going and keep racing and provide an avenue for these guys to come out and compete. So we want to thank all the horsemen up in the barns, the owners, trainers, drivers for supporting Bedford, and we appreciate your attendance, and we simply wish you good luck for the rest of the season. Have a safe season, a profitable season, and God willing, we'll see you back here come next July.
Here is your field for the 8th race, a 1-mile trot, Pennsylvania Sire Stake, 3-year-old fillies. The second division of the Tom Riley Memorial. Number 1, Cheesy Hanover, owned by Todd M. and Christine L. Shadle, trained by Todd Shadle and driven by Cody Shadle. Number 2, Fire Up, owned by Tony B. and Linda J. and Elizabeth and James Shadle, trained by Linda Shadle, driven by Tony Shadle. Number 3, Explosive Flower, owned by Richard C. and Regina M. Beinauer, trained by Rick Beinauer, driven by Eric Neal. And number 4, Pure Poetry, owned by Lisa A. Dunn, trained by Lisa Dunn, driven by Sean Johnston.
Okay, that's good. Thanks.
The 8th race field is in the hands of the starter. They're off and trotting from the outside, Pure Poetry. On the inside, Cheesy Hanover. In third, Fire Up. And trailing the field, Explosive Flower. On a break, Pure Poetry. Into the lead, number 1, Cheesy Hanover. Sitting the pocket second, number 2, Fire Up. In third, Explosive Flower. And back on trot, in trailing is Pure Poetry. Going to the quarter, the 1, Cheesy Hanover in front. Number 2, Fire Up, sitting the pocket. Third, number 3, Explosive Flower. The quarter time, 32 3/5. Going around the turn. On the lead, Cheesy Hanover. In second, Fire Up. Third, Explosive Flower. And fourth, Pure Poetry. Coming to the half, your leader, the 1, Cheesy Hanover. Sitting the pocket, the 2, Fire Up. In third, Explosive Flower. And trailing, off stride, Pure Poetry. The half, 104 2/5. Going around the turn, Cheesy Hanover in front. In second, Fire Up. Third, Explosive Flower. Back on gate and trailing, Pure Poetry. Going into the 3/4, the 1, Cheesy Hanover leads. Sitting the pocket second, 2, Fire Up. In third, Explosive Flower. They come to the 3/4 time. 135 2/5. Going around the last turn, the 1, Cheesy Hanover leads. Popping the pocket in second, Fire Up. In third, Explosive Flower. Here they come, spinning into the stretch. On your lead, the 1, Cheesy Hanover. In second, on the outside, Fire Up. And at the wire, Cheesy Hanover in front. In second, the 2, Fire Up. And third, Explosive Flower. Final time, 2:01 4/5. Coming back to the grandstands, your 8th race winner, number 1, Cheesy Hanover. Owned by Todd M. and Christine L. Shadle, trained by Todd Shadle, and driven to victory by Cody Shadle. Here is your official order of finish for the 8th race. Number 1, Cheesy Hanover, your race winner. Number 2, Fire Up was second. Number 3, Explosive Flower was third. And number 4, Pure Poetry was fourth. From the top down, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. Your running times, the quarter was 32 3. The half, 104 2/5. 3/4, 135 2. Final time, 2:01 4/5. Your field for the 9th race, a 1 mile pace, Pennsylvania Sire Stake, 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. The Ken Mock Memorial. Number 1, Dust Up Hanover, owned by Todd M. and Cody T. Shadle, trained by Todd Shadle and driven by Cody Shadle. Number 2, TSM Prince Theo, owned by Theodore Thompson, trained by Robert Kronitsky Jr., driven by James Dodson. Number 3, Wealth Whispers, owned by Teresa Heinnickel, trained by Lou Gones, driven by Eric Neal. And number 4, Jasper Hanover, owned by Tony B. and Linda J. Shadle, trained by Linda Shadle, driven by Tony Shadle.
I remember when you were born. Yeah, you were accused of that from the day you were born.
The 9th race field is in the hands of the starter. They're off and pacing from the outside. Jasper Hanover. On the rail, Dust Up Hanover. In third, Wealth Whispers. And trailing the field, TSM Prince Theo. Going around the turn, on the lead, number 4, Jasper Hanover. In second in the pocket, Dust Up Hanover. Third, Wealth Whispers. Trailing the field, TSM Prince Theo. Going to the quarter, your leader, Jasper Hanover. In second, Dust Up Hanover. Third, Wealth Whispers. And trailing, TSM Prince Theo. Your quarter time, 31 2/5. Going around the turn, your leader, Jasper Hanover. In second, number 1, Dust Up Hanover. Third, Wealth Whispers. And trailing, TSM Prince Theo. Coming to the half, the 4, Jasper Hanover leads. Sitting the pocket, the 1, Dust Up Hanover. The 3, Wealth Whispers third. And your half, 102 flat. Going around the turn, the leader, Jasper Hanover. Sitting the pocket second, Dust Up Hanover. In third, Wealth Whispers. Trailing the field, TSM Prince Theo. Going into the backstretch, the leader, number 4, Jasper Hanover. Pulling the pocket in second, number 1, Dust Up Hanover. In third, Wealth Whispers. Fourth, Jasper Hanover. TSM Prince Theo. 3/4, 133 2/5. Going around the turn, on the lead, Jasper Hanover. In second, Dust Up Hanover. Pulling the pocket third, Wealth Whispers. And here they come, spinning into the stretch. On the lead, number 4, Jasper Hanover. In second, the 1, Dust Up Hanover. Jasper Hanover, your race winner. Final time, 2 minutes, 4/5. to the front of the grandstands. Your 9th race winner, number 4, Jasper Hanover. Owned by Tony B., Linda J. Shadle, trained by Linda Shadle, driven to victory by Tony Shadle. Here is your official order of finish for the 9th race. Number 1, Dust Up Hanover was 2nd. Number 2, TSM Prince Theo was 4th. Number 3, Wealth Whispers was 3rd. Number 4, Jasper Hanover, your race winner. Top down, 2, 4, 3, 1 on the bottom. Your times of the race: the quarter, 31 and 2. The half, 102 flat. 3 quarters, 133 and 2. Final time, 2 minutes, 4 fifths. Here is your field for the 10th race. A 1 mile trot, Pennsylvania Sire Stake, 3-year-old Colton Geldings, the Nevin Gilbert Memorial. Number 1, Swing Batter Swing, owned, trained, and driven by Roger Hammer. Number 2, Ripple of Hope, owned by Lisa A. Dunn, trained by Lisa Dunn, driven by Eric Neal. And number 3, DS Misdemeanor, owned and trained by Mitchell York, driven by David Brickle. The 10th race field is in the hands of the starter. They're off and trotting. On the outside, DS Misdemeanor. On the rail, Swing Batter Swing. Ripple of Hope trails. Going around the first term, it's Hammer off stride with Swing Batter Swing. The leader, DS Misdemeanor. Coming up second on the inside, Ripple of Hope. On a break, Swing Batter Swing. Going to the quarter pole, the 3 is the leader, DS Misdemeanor. In second, Ripple of Hope. Back on the trot, number 1, Swing Batter Swing. Your quarter time, 34 flat. Going around the turn, your leader, DS Misdemeanor. In second, Ripple of Hope. Third, back on the trot, Swing Batter Swing. Coming around the first time to the stretch, your leader, DS Misdemeanor. In second, Ripple of Hope. Third, Swing Batter Swing. Going through the half, your leader, DS Misdemeanor. 103 2/5 was your half. Going around the turn, on the lead, number 3, DS Misdemeanor. In second, the 2, Ripple of Hope. In third, number 1, Swing Batter Swing. Going to the 3/4, your leader, number 3, DS Misdemeanor. Coming up behind, the 2, Ripple of Hope. In third and trailing, Swing Batter Swing. Your 3/4 time, 135 1. Going around the last turn. On the lead, number 3, DS Misdemeanor. In second, number 2, Ripple of Hope. Trailing, number 1, Swing Batter Swing. Here they come, swinging, spinning into the stretch. On the lead, number 3, DS Misdemeanor. Coming up on the outside, Ripple of Hope. DS Misdemeanor in front. Flat. 2:04 flat was the final time. 2:04 flat. Coming in the front of the grandstands, your 10th race winner, number 3, DS Misdemeanor. Owned by Mitchell York, trained by Mitchell York, driven to victory by David Brickle. Your official order of finish for the 10th race. Number 1, Swing Batter Swing, was 3rd. Number 2, Ripple of Hope, was 2nd. And your race winner, number 3, DS Misdemeanor. Top down, 3, 2, 1 on the bottom. Your running times, the quarter was 34 flat. The half, 103 and 2. 3 quarters, 135 and 1. The final time, 204 even. Here is your field for the 11th race, a 1-mile trot, Pennsylvania Sire Stake, 3-year-old colts and gelding, a division of the Junior Hoover Memorial. Number 1, Mystical King, owned by Edwin Goins, Lori Stark, trained by Lou Goins, driven by Tony Shadle. Number 2, TSM Prince Tristan, owned by Theodore Thompson, trained by Robert Krenitsky Jr., driven by Eric Neal. Your 11th race field is in the hands of the starter. And they're off and trotting. From the outside, TSM Prince Tristan. On the inside, Mr. King takes the lead. Off stride, TSM Prince Tristan. Going around the turn, your leader, number 1, Mystical King. Trying to get back on gate, number 2, TSM Prince Tristan. Going into the backstretch the first time. Your leader, number 1, Mystical King. Back on stride in second, number 2, TSM Prince Tristan. They get to the quarter, your leader, number 1, Mystical King. Your quarter time, 32 1/5. Going around the turn, the 1, Mystical King leads. In second, off stride, number 2, TSM Prince Tristan. Coming into the stretch to the half. Your leader, number 1, Mystical King in front. Number 2, TSM Prince Tristan, still on a break. Your half time. 101 3/5. 101 3/5 for the half. Going around the turn. Your leader, number 1, Mystical King, still on a break. Number 2, TSM Prince Tristan. Going into the backstretch to the 3/4. On the lead, number 1, Mystical King. Still off stride, number 2, TSM Prince Tristan. To the 3/4 pole, the leader, number 1, Mystical King. Your 3/4 time, 1:33 2/5. Coming around the turn, the leader, number 1, Mystical King. Back on stride, number 2, TSM Prince Tristan. Here they come, spinning into the stretch. Your leader, number 1, Mystical King. Back on stride in second, TSM Prince Tristan. But at the wire, your winner, number 1, Mystical King. Final time, 2:02 flat. 2:02 flat. Your official race finish, Mystical King was first, TSM Prince Tristan was second. Top down, 1, 2 on the bottom. Time of the race, the quarter was 32-1. The half was 101-3. 3/4, 133 2/5. Final time, 2:02 flat. Well, for anybody that's still left, we'd like to thank you all for coming this year. Have a safe journey home. We'd also like to thank all the horsemen that are still here. You as well have a safe journey, and we'll see you all in 2022.